These moon facts true or false? The moon has a permanent dark side, true or false? False. No matter where we are on Earth, we see and have only seen one face of the moon. Then is the far side always dark? No. The far side of the moon is no more, no less dark than the hemisphere we do see. Since the moon is a sphere and light shines radially outward from the sun, one hemisphere of the moon is illuminated at all times, except in the case of a lunar eclipse. However, the hemisphere fully lit is only the side of the moon we see from Earth during a full moon. The moon is perfectly round, true or false? The moon is not round but egg-shaped, with the large end facing Earth. The moon is bright white, true or false? Is the moon white? Is the moon yellow? What color is the moon? The photographs of the moon taken from space are the best true color views of the moon. That gray color you see comes from the surface of the moon, which is mostly oxygen, silicon, magnesium, iron, calcium, and aluminum. When you see the moon from here on Earth, the atmosphere partially blocks your view. These particles in the atmosphere scatter certain wavelengths of light and permit other wavelengths to get through directly. When the moon is low in the sky, you're seeing its light go through the most atmosphere. Light on the blue end of the spectrum is scattered away, while the red light isn't scattered. This is why the moon looks more red. As it goes higher in the sky, the moon is obscured by less and less atmosphere, so it turns more yellow. The same thing happens to the sun as it rises in the sky. During the day, the moon has to compete with sunlight, which is also being scattered by the atmosphere, so it looks white. There is no gravity on the moon. True or false? False. When shown an image of an astronaut jumping high or seemingly floating across the lunar surface, some say it's because there is no gravity on the moon. In reality, the force of gravity on the moon is only about 1/6 what it is on Earth, but it's still there. This is simply a misunderstanding of what the word gravity means in physics. Every physical body, whether it be the sun, the earth, the moon, a human body, or a subatomic particle, everything that has substance has a gravitational pull. Gravity holds galaxy clusters, galaxies, stars, planets, and moons together and or in orbit about each other. If every physical thing did not exhibit gravity, the universe as we know it could not exist. The moon is the Earth's only natural satellite, true or false? This is true. The moon isn't alone in the sky. Before we started launching things into orbit, Earth and the moon had a little companion. This tiny, rocky world is named 3753 Cruenya. This object was only discovered in 1986 and its orbit mapped in 1997. Cruenya is technically not a moon but a quasi-orbital satellite of Earth. Duncan Forgan, a researcher at the University of St. Andrews, said that this simply means that Cruenya doesn't loop around the Earth in a nice ellipse in the same way as the moon, or indeed the artificial satellites we lost into orbit. Instead, Cruenya scuttles around the inner solar system in what's called a horseshoe orbit. It takes Cruenya 770 years to wobble in its horseshoe-shaped movement around the Earth. The object can be thought of as an asteroid caught up between the Earth's orbit and its own around the Sun, or as a minor planet. It does take Cruenya about 364 days to go around the Sun, so that's why it appears to follow the Earth and also why it's been called our second moon. Footprints made on the moon will remain forever. True. Like most of the natural satellites in the solar system, the moon has no appreciable atmosphere, and what little atmosphere there has no appreciable impact. There is no wind, no rain, and as a result, no corrosion of the lunar surface. This means anything that changes the surface of the moon will stay there until it gets changed by some geological or external force. When Armstrong stepped off the ladder attached to the lunar module Eagle, he left on the surface an imprint of the sole of his boot. That imprint is still there today and will remain there for at least another 1,000,000 years. Flags keep their same appearance on the moon. True or false? This is false. The flags on the moon turn white due to solar radiation. Thank you for watching my video on common myths and interesting facts about the moon. I hope that you learned something you didn't know before and that a myth that you once believed to be true was explained. Good night.